for tuning in. This is OPTIBOTIMUS coming at you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Hot Toys battle damage version of the T-800 from Terminator. An absolutely outstanding scene from one of the most iconic movies of the 80s, recreated in Hot Toys form. As you can see for the package, very similar to a lot of the promotional images for the original movie itself. You got the nice Terminator text right up at the top, you got the image of Arnold right there. You can see it says T-800, and it is also part of the Movie Masterpiece series, specifically number 238. And then down here at the bottom, I think this is cool. It says, in the year of darkness, 2029, the rulers of this planet devised the ultimate plan. They would reshape the future by changing the past. The plan required something that felt no pity, no pain, no fear, something unstoppable. They created the Terminator, which I think it's cool that they actually put that on there. Come around your side, you can see that the image kind of wraps around. You got the T-800 logo. You got that here on the other side as well. You can see his arm though holding up the gun that he uses. Come around here to the back. You got basically a look as if you're looking through the Terminator's eyes. I like how the actual text is done to kind of replicate that sort of text that appears in his vision. And then you got the black and red image that signifies you're seeing things through his perspective. One thing that's neat as well is you open this up and you can see that there are bullet holes basically here. When you take this piece and remove it, you can see that those bullet holes kind of carry through here as well. And then in the actual laser sight, you actually have the cast and crew responsible for making it printed in it. Then when you slip this piece out, just like so, what you're left with is the clamshell that holds the figure within. But a really nice display piece nonetheless, and the packaging obviously is designed to help protect it. So for the packaging, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get this out here and see how cool it actually is. Alright guys, so here we have the battle damage version of the T-800 from the Terminator opened up and out of his packaging. And starting off with his accessories first, this guy comes with some pretty decent ones. Now, as with all Hot Toy figures, you do get the extra wrist pegs in case you do break those. I have about 1 million of these right now. In addition to the 2 relaxed hands that he currently has on the figure, he also does come with 2 clasping hands, which is really nice. You can recreate that scene where he's crawling. And that's interesting. I do dig it. He's got both a right and left hand that are designed in this trigger kind of, well, actually I should use the actual one that's done with it. But, well, you got that going on. They're both in the exact same kind of configuration where he's going to hold a gun. And then he has a right hand here that is more designed to kind of just relax, fully hold something, I guess you could say. Nothing too overly spectacular. And then you got 2 right and left fists. Now, the only ones that are battle damaged are these ones, but the battle damage on him is actually fairly impressive. Coming in here to take a look, you can see that there's a great amount of detail that's actually put into him, and you can see some nice depth, really showcasing that the endoskeleton is underneath all of this. I mean, you can see where the gloves are ripped, and then you can see where the flesh is ripped. So it's almost like there's 3 levels here, and it looks really quite spectacular when you look at it up close. And then you come around to the opposite side, and again, both hands have this. They're a little bit different on each hand, which is great. You can see that the fingers here are kind of torn. I mean, and again, on the back, you can see that they're both a little bit different, but the front, you can, or the palm, you can see that the gashes are just there, and really does look quite impressive. The amount of detail that they're able to work into pieces that are so very small and intricate like this has always really impressed me. But you do get those for their hands. You can see that he comes with a couple different guns. He's got a regular revolver, which is nice because you can take this out. You can see the bullets in there. You can actually remove this if you want to, and then you can take that, slide that back up. This actually does, or the hammer here actually does move a little. I believe this gun was used towards the end of the film when he basically ran out of ammo in all the other guns, so you do have that. You have his very iconic, more modern gun with the laser sight on it. I don't think that removes, that feels like it's permanently attached. I'm not going to pull it or anything. And then you got the hammer that flexes with this as well that I just pulled all the way down. You come down here, and again, you can slide out the bullets in the compartment here. You got a nice paint job here on the actual bullets themselves. You can slide that back up, and it looks really great. I do wish, I mean, you can kind of see that this is a red translucent piece on the inside here, but it doesn't come through or anything. I almost do wish that they would have put a little laser on there. That'd be kind of neat. But an absolutely iconic gun for this particular character. Then he comes with two giant guns. This is like a machine gun kind of thing. And I actually had to check this because one thing that I didn't necessarily know was this whole section right here is a later kind of addition from what I gather. A friend of mine who actually knows something about guns, this isn't something that they really did in the 80s. So he was like, I don't know how accurate that is. But we checked the film and it's actually 100% accurate. And it's a really great looking piece as well. I mean, you got a nice little cocking mechanism right here that is spring loaded. I absolutely dig that. This, I mean, all the detail on here. I mean, this doesn't stay up in here all that great. It can kind of wiggle and come loose, but I love how there's the painted detail there, and then you can just take this out, whoosh, flip it around. You got another section here with paint detail on the bullets. Stick that up there, and boom, Arnie's ready to go. You got a nice actual cloth strap right here that he can use to holster around his shoulder if you want to. And then he comes with this shotgun kind of thing, which looks great. Arnie has a preference for shotgun weapons. You can see that this whole section here moves. A great weathering detail on here as well, where, I mean, it's amazing how they're able to take plastic and just through some paint applications make it look like it's metal. They do a really terrific job with that. He does come with a pair of sunglasses, very similar to the actual design that he wore when he was going through the police station, which looks great. And that's what this is sort of meant to, the homage. I mean, these different weapons and stuff are the ones that he used during that police station attack. And this is where a lot of that battle damage came from. Now, he also does come with a second portrait. And this one is actually very, very impressive. When I was talking about like the various depth that they put in this, this absolutely has it. I mean, you can see right alongside there, you can see the kind of like 3D nature of what all the scars look like. I mean, you can see the flesh sticking out there, and then you come around, you can see the teeth from the endoskeleton underneath. It's really absolutely terrific. You got the nice tear here on his actual forehead, obviously his eye, which he removed right before he went on that police shooting spree. This head sculpt here is designed to look how he did after he was ran over by that semi truck. And I think they did a great job with it. You got some nice scratches here. You got some blood coming out of his ear. You got the blood on the other ear as well. Now, the neat thing about this is it does have a light up feature. You come around here to the back, remove this section, and you got the button right there, the battery compartment's right there, and then you push the button and that eye glows, and that is terrific. It's a great glow, almost to the point where as you're moving it, kind of looks like the eye is actually moving with you. That is really neat. I don't know how they achieve that effect or if that's what they meant to do, but it is great. And the light will stay on for a little while, but then it turns off automatically. Now, if you do choose to use the sunglasses, this sculpt is not designed really to use the glasses. There's not an indent here along where his hairline is, so these don't really stay on here very well. They're more designed to go with the original head sculpt, and then you see the light turned off. But this one still is absolutely amazing. Another really nice piece, and I'm kind of surprised they included this because this is more of a DX style display stand where it has the lights, and then you come around here to the bottom, you got the light compartment, and then you actually have I didn't put batteries in there, but you got the switch, so it still does function. But what I absolutely love is it includes one of those homemade bombs right here, and you got the nice actual cloth, the wick right there, which is great. I mean, you got a nice array of bullets. I mean, you can see that it's a street and everything, but this nicely replicates that end scene, like I said, when he gets ran over by the truck and then the truck gets blown up, and that's when we actually see the endoskeleton for the first time. But I love the fact that they actually added that on there. It doesn't remove or anything, it's permanently attached, but that is a great piece. Then you have the adjustable cradle as well, and as I said, it has the light up feature, which is interesting because this isn't a DX figure, but they basically give us a DX stand, which I really do appreciate. Now, as for the figure himself, the first thing that I was really most concerned about was the head sculpt. With the DX13 battle damage T-800 from T2, I really felt that they nailed the Arnold sculpt perfectly. And I was curious what they would do with a younger version of Arnold. And honestly, they did not disappoint. As you can see, the sculpt really is pretty impressive. It nicely captures that younger look for him. Now, while I did zoom in on the other portrait, but Now this is the extra portion that comes with the battle damage version of the Terminator from Terminator 2. And as you can see, there is a difference. While the one on the left is the newer sculpt, you can see that it actually very nicely captures a more younger looking Arnold. Specifically like in some of the wrinkles, I mean you can see that the lines here are very similar, but this has a little bit more definition. Very similar to how it would look with age. I think it looks terrific. And as you can see, you got a real nice clean face except for that eye, which was severely damaged, so we had to actually pull the eye out. You come around here to the back, and again, much like that other sculpt, you have the button here in the back that when you push that, his eye lights up and you get that cool Terminator effect. Same thing with this one where the light turns off after a certain amount of time, but I mean, that is really wicked cool. Now, the other thing that I was talking about is that he's got a little indentations here kind of on the sides where you can get his glasses on. Getting those lined up just so it fits on the hair, you can see that it stays on really nicely, and actually you can get that red light coming through, and that just screams Terminator. Coming down to take a look at some of the details on his actual outfit, one thing that I did change is these are actually attached when you get it. I didn't like it, honestly, because a real jacket is not going to have these sewn down, so I actually did cut that. It gives it a little bit more real of a look, plus what you can actually do is, well, not take his hair off, but you can actually pop his collar, which it's a little bit more accurate of a look to when he was going through the actual police station itself. He had his collar up like that when he approached the officer. As like, I'm offended, Connor, as I was told she was here. Can I see you, please? That's really bad, but I do kind of like that. I mean, you can still put it down, but it doesn't affect really the lapels or whatever they're called here, but it stays on pretty nicely. Now, one thing that is great is you can see that he is wearing a kind of cut off shirt right here. Underneath, you do have a lot of damage. He's got some bullet holes here, and you can see where the paint is done, where it looks like there's blood. Now, it comes through on the hole in the shirt. There's not really any sculpting for the actual bullet hole itself. Now, I'm going to take off his hands because there's something else really cool that I want to show you. I really dig it. I'm surprised that it's on here. I didn't expect it to be there, but as you take off the jacket, we're going to go this side first, kind of pull this away, and I'm dressing my figures. Here we go. Pull that off. Boom. You have the actual damaged right arm, which, again, great depth, great paint on there. It's so realistic looking. I mean, the glossiness of the red really does kind of look like it's actually blood right there. I mean, it really is quite impressive. You can see the various pieces of the endoskeleton, and again, real nice depth. I absolutely love that. And again, you got the same kind of t-shirt. You got some nice paint here on the back, kind of replicating the overall just bullets hitting them kind of effect. But again, when you lift this up, it's just a paint splatter that's on there. There's no actual mold changing or anything to the actual torso itself. And then just straightening this out, get this down here so it's not too crazy, and then setting that there, I do want to show you his jacket. So you got a lot of bullet holes coming through the jacket as well, and it's all nice and tore up, but really great detail on the jacket as well. Very nice, very leathery kind of feel, although it's probably not leather. Just great attention to detail on this, and like I said, the fact that they even painted the back here really does impress me. Now, while Arnold actually changed his outfit after the tech noir scene and went to the police station itself, he didn't actually change his pants. And one thing that's very neat is that these have a much better coloration than those tech noir pants that came on the previous tech noir figure. In addition to that, his boots are a lot more accurate looking. As you can see, you got a nice kind of chain looking dog collar thing right there. I mean, it's all really nicely done, very realistic. I got some little fuzzies on there, get rid of that, but all of it has a very accurate first articulation. It is pretty much standard now. We got that nice head joint right there that gets a little bit more limited range of motion. It looks left and right perfectly fine, doesn't really look up and down that much. It's a little stiff, but I mean, you can get some of it. A lot of the motion comes here in the actual neck because it's a softer rubber, so you move that forward, you can move it back, but it's a little bit more limited looking up and down. The shoulders move in and out, they rotate all the way around, but the jacket does hinder things. But if you want to do it, just kind of rotate the cloth as you're going around. It's still perfectly capable. You got upper bicep swivel, you got two joints here at the elbow, you got the normal wrist peg that allows for forward and back, and it also does rotate. You can see that he's got the upper upper ab crunch. I mean, you can see all that stuff right here. You got the upper ab crunch right there, and then you got a lower rotation at his waist. The hips move forward, they move back, but again, a little bit limited because of the pants. It's a little bit harder to get him to move forward. You kind of have to slide it up, and then you got the pants going into the boots, so kind of want to shift that back down when you get him standing. He rotates at the upper part of the thigh. He's got 2 bends here at the knee. Come down to the ankle, it does rotate, and then because the boots are a little bit bigger than the actual lower part of the leg, you can get some forward and back. Not a heck of a lot, but it does kind of rotate, so you can get a little bit more wider of stances like that if you want. It's all pretty much anything that you want to do is pretty much possible with this guy. Now, all in all, the Terminator really is a very iconic part of movie history, and Hot Toys has done a terrific job of recreating that and giving this figure to us. As I mentioned previously, one of my biggest concerns was how it was going to, in terms of likeness, stack up to that DX13 Terminator. And I really feel that they nailed it. The portrait on here really nicely captures that younger Arnold Schwarzenegger look. And I'm so happy that they didn't just recycle the previous head with this new outfit or anything. It really is a very impressive piece with all the detail, the paint, the sculpting, the outfit, the various accessories. I really do think that you're getting a good value here. Everything is pretty much spot on, and I absolutely love the fact that they include an actual DX stand with it. That, like I said, kind of surprised me. I didn't expect that. But this is great, and if you're a Terminator fan, I highly recommend picking this up. So if you are interested in picking this guy up, all you have to do is click on the link down in the video description. You go to Sideshow Collectibles where you can pick this up and add it to your collection today. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been OPTIBOTIMUS. Don't forget that you can keep in touch with me by liking my Facebook page at facebook.com/TeamBotimus and by following me over on Twitter at twitter.com/OPTIBOTIMUS. Also, I'd encourage you to check out my new website at OPTIBOTIMUSreviews.com, where you can see all my videos from the previous week, see what I have coming up for future release, and also get your very own OPTIBOTIMUS t-shirt. And finally, I'd also really appreciate it, guys, that if you like this review, don't forget to please like, comment, and share this video. And until next time, I'll talk to you later.